Children, welcome to AIMS India's online classes. So in today's class, we'll be starting the topic of long division. Now before getting started with division, let us learn what division means. Yes, now the symbol divided by, are you seeing this symbol, children? One line with a dot above and a dot below. So this represents division. Whenever you have two numbers like this, 3 divided by 1, this symbol here represents division. You have to divide 3 by the number 1. Okay. Division is sharing things equally. Now what does division mean? Sharing things equally. Yes, when we have suppose 6 6 chocolates and I ask you to divide among you, between you and your friend, what do I mean? I mean that you need to share these chocolates equally. 3 for you and 3 for your friend. Yes, children? So this process of sharing equally is called as division. Equal sharing. Certain number of objects are shared equally among people. For example, upon sharing 12 apples equally among 4 students, each one gets 3 apples. What are they saying? In equal sharing, certain number of objects are shared among some people. For example, here what do we have? We have 12 apples. We have 12 apples which are to be shared among 4 students. Yes, these 12 apples are to be divided between 4 students. So how do we find out how many apples each student gets? We need to divide 12 divided by 4. Okay, children, these objects are to be shared equally among 4 students. That means these 12 apples are to be divided between 4 students. So 12 divided by 4. Now if you look at the 4 table, we know that 4 threes are 12. Yes, we know that 4 threes are 12. So 3 becomes our answer. 12 divided by 4 is equal to 3. So each student gets how many apples? 3 apples. Yes, so here these are strawberries here. Okay, so how many strawberries do we have? We have 12 strawberries which are divided among 1, 2, 3, 4. So how many did each student get? Each student got 3 strawberries. The total strawberries were 12 and the number of students were 4. When we divided 12 by 4, we got 3 as our answer. We gave 3 strawberries to each student. Clear, children? Now equal grouping. Certain number of objects can be divided into equal groups. That is, each group will have the same number of objects. For example, 20 biscuits are divided into 5 equal groups so that each group gets 4 biscuits. Now again, what are they saying? Equal grouping. Equal grouping is also the same as equal sharing, children. Here, the total number of objects are divided into equal groups. Yes, instead of sharing among people, here they are divided into equal groups. And what is the point here? That each group will have same number of objects. Equal means same, right? So each group should have the same number of objects. For example, here we are having 20 biscuits. Can you see the biscuits here? Yes. So we have 20 biscuits here which are divided into 5 equal groups. See, 20 biscuits divided into 5 groups. 20 divided by 5. Understanding the sentence, children? 20 distance divided into 20 biscuits divided into 5 groups. So 20 divided by 5. Now if you look at the 5 table, we know that 5 fours are 20. So here 4 becomes our answer. 20 divided by 5 is equal to 4. So how many biscuits are there in each group? Each group gets 4 biscuits. Clear the use of division? Division can be used to share the number of objects among people or to group certain number of objects into equal groups. Now, introduction to the division terms. Recall the multiplication tables. Now, for division, it is very important that you are very well, you are good with your multiplication tables, children. If you do not know the multiplication tables, it will be quite difficult for you to do the division problems. Okay, so before learning about division, it is important that we recall or remember or learn the multiplication tables. Now, multiplication is the opposite of division. Therefore, multiplication tables can be used to divide two numbers. For example, if 20 divided by 20 divided by 5 is equal to 4, this is the same as writing 5 fours are 20. Now, what are they saying here? Why are multiplication tables important? Now, multiplication is the opposite of division. Okay, what is multiplication? It is the opposite of division. So, therefore, multiplication tables can be used to divide numbers. So, what do we mean when we say divide? That means we are using the multiplication tables. Just now we have discussed, right, children? 20 divided by 5. Now this 20 is to be divided into groups of 5. Yes, we know that 5 fours are 20. 5 into 4 is equal to 20. How is this read? 5 fours are 20. So how many 5s will become 20? Sorry, fours. Yes, how? Fours, 5 fours become 20. So when we want to divide 20 into groups of 5, the answer should be fours. Yes, so when we have 5 fours, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the total becomes our 20 here. Okay, children, so as multiplication is the opposite of division, and we use multiplication tables to divide two numbers, it is important that you learn your multiplication tables. Now coming to terms related to division. Yes, in addition, what do we have? When I say 1 plus 2 is equal to 3, these two numbers are called as our addends. Yes, 3, the answer is called as our sum. And in subtraction, when I say 2 minus 1 is equal to 1, the bigger number becomes the minuend, smaller number the subtrahend, and the answer becomes our difference. Yes, so in the same way, in division also we have certain terms. We have the dividend, divisor, quotient, and remainder. What do we have? We have 4 terms in division. The first term is dividend. The number which is divided is called dividend. In other words, it is the total number of objects to be distributed. Now, what is the dividend, children? The number which is divided. So, when I say 12 divided by 3, which is being divided here? We are dividing 12. 12 is, see, 12 divided by 3. This is how we read it, right? So 12 is being divided. So 12 becomes our dividend. In other words, it is the total number of objects to be distributed. As in the previous example, 20 biscuits were to be divided into 5 groups. Now here 20 is the total number of biscuits, right? Yes, children, this is the total number of objects here. So this becomes our dividend. The number that is to be divided, the number which is divided, or the total number of objects to be distributed becomes our dividend. And dividend is the larger number in division, children. See, 12 divided by 3. The larger number will be our dividend. Coming to divisor. The number which divides is called divisor. In other words, it is equal to the number of equal groups. Now, when I say 20 divided by 5, 20 is nothing but our dividend. Yes, now what about 5? 5 becomes our divisor. It is doing the work of division here. It is 5 divides 20. So, it is doing the work of division. It is called as our divisor. Now 5, what was this 5 in our example? 20 biscuits were to be divided in 5 groups. Yes, children? So the divisor is nothing but the total number of groups that it is to be distributed, or the number of people among whom the total objects are to be distributed. Yes, it is equal to the total number of equal groups, or to the total number of people among whom the objects are to be distributed. Coming to a third term, quotient. The result of division is called as the quotient. In other words, it is a number or quantity that is equal in each group. Yes, children, what is the quotient now? It is the result of the division. That means the answer that we get when we divide two numbers is called as quotient. Yes, see 12 divided by 3. If you look at the 3 table, 3 fours are 12. Yes, so this 4 here is our answer. It is nothing but our quotient. Clear, children? The answer that we get, the result that we get from dividing two numbers is called as our quotient. It is what? It is the number or quantity that is equal in each group. Yes, if you remember the cookies example, when we divided 20 biscuits into 5 equal groups, each group had how many biscuits? Each group had 4 biscuits. So our quotient is nothing but the total number of equal objects in each group. The number that is equal in each equal group. That is the answer of our division is called as the quotient. Clear, children, about the terms of division? What are the terms of division? Dividend, divisor and quotient. Now moving on to long division. A division statement can be written in a different way called the long method of division. Consider the division statement 12 divided by 3 is equal to 4. Yes, how did we divide till now? We just simply wrote 12 divided by 3 is equal to 4 as our answer in a single line. We did the division in a single line. But this division statement, this statement here can be written in a different way, in a long method, which is in a different way called the long method of division. What are we going to learn now, children? Long method of division. Yes, so what will be the step 1? Multiply. So how to divide this, children? See, 12 divided by 3. This is our question. Yes, so how do we write it? First write 12 inside, that is our dividend, and write 3 outside, which is our divisor. Okay, done. Now how to divide this actually? Again, as we know, in 3 table we have 3 fours are 12. So this 4 is to be written on top. This 4, 3 fours are 12 is to be written on top. It becomes our quotient. What does it become? It becomes our quotient. Now 3 fours are how much? We got 12. So writing 12 just below this, just below our dividend. So when we subtract these two, 0 will be our answer. Clear, children? What is this? This is long division method. What did we do first? First we wrote our dividend inside, the divisor outside. Now in 3 table, as we know, 3 fours are 12. So the 4 is written on top. That becomes our quotient. And what is the answer of 3 into 4? 3 into 4 is equal to 12. So yes, the 12 is written just below our divisor. And when we subtract, the answer is 0. Clear, children? Long division method. Wait a minute. Yes. So what do we have? The divisor is 3, dividend is 12, 4 is our quotient. Now what? Clear, children? This is our long division method. Now if you look at the last line here in the slide, divisor into quotient is equal to dividend. What is it? Divisor into quotient is equal to dividend. See, this is our division here. Divisor into quotient is equal to dividend. Now what is this and why is this helpful? Now when you are done with your division, You can check your answer with this statement. What is our divisor? 3 into what is our quotient? 4. 3 fours are how much, children? 12. Now isn't 12 our dividend here? Yes, 12 is our dividend. So we got the correct answer. 3 fours are 12. Divisor into quotient is equal to dividend. So from this we can say that the division that we have done is correct. Okay, this is the verification to check whether the answer that you have got is correct or not. What is the statement? Divisor. Remember this, children, divisor into quotient. Plus actually after divisor into quotient we'll have remainder as well. Okay, divisor into quotient plus remainder is equal to our dividend. Clear, children? The statement divisor into quotient, remember to put these two in brackets. Then we have plus remainder is equal to dividend. Now coming to the concept of remainder. What is this remainder? Consider two situations given below and observe the differences. 15 biscuits were distributed equally among 3 children. What did we do? We had 15 biscuits and we divided them equally among 3 children. 15 divided by 3. How much? We know that 3 5s are 15. In third table we have 3 5s are 15. So 5 here becomes our answer. Yes. So if you count here, there are 3 groups here. Yes. So if you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So each student has got equally 5 biscuits. Okay. Now coming to case 2. Here each child gets 5 biscuits with no biscuits left. In this case, remainder is 0. Now what is remainder? Remainder means the number that is remaining. Yes. So what happens in some cases is we cannot divide the given objects equally among the given people. Yes, children, it happens with us also, right? Sometimes we get a biscuit packet and we cannot share it equally between you and your sibling. So one biscuit might be left over. So that leftover biscuit will be our remainder here. We could not divide the total number when we cannot divide the given number exactly or completely. Then we will get some other number that is remaining. That number is called remainder. In this case, the number that is remaining is 0. See, 15 divided by 3. Yes, children, again 3 5s are 15. What should we do? We should write this 5 on top and this 15 is to be written below our dividend. And what is the next step? Subtract the dividend and 15. 15 minus 15 is equal to 0. So what is this 0? 0 is the number that is remaining after our division. So this 0 becomes our remainder. Yes, when the 0 is remainder, what do we mean? We mean that the number of objects were equally distributed among the given groups. 0 is remaining. Yes, children. As in the given example, the 15 biscuits were equally distributed among 3 children. Each child got 5 biscuits. Now coming to the next case where 16 biscuits were distributed equally among 3 children. Here each child gets 5 biscuits with 1 biscuit left. The remaining biscuit is the remainder. Yes, the same 3 children we are having, and now what do we have? We have 16 biscuits. So these 16 biscuits are to be distributed equally among 3 children. Now how to divide? See, 16 divided by 3. 16 biscuits, 3 children. In 3 table we have 3 5s are 15 and then directly we have 3 6s are 18. Do we have 16 in 3 table? No. So what should we do? Should we go for 15 or for 18? We should always go for the lesser number, children. What should we do? We should always go for the lesser number, 15 here. And how many times does 15 come? 3 5s are 15. 3 5s are 15. So 5 comes in the place of quotient and the product here 15 is written just below our dividend. Now what will be our next step? Subtract. Yes, 6 minus 5 1, 1 minus 1 0. So this 1 is our remainder. So what does that mean? So the 3 children got 5 biscuits each, that is our quotient, and then 1 biscuit was remaining. If you look at the picture also here, what can we see children? The 3 children got 5 biscuits each and then 1 extra biscuit was left out. Now this extra biscuit that was left out is called as our remainder here. Yes? If you look at the statement here, 3 into 5 plus 1 is equal to 16. Wait a minute, 3 5s are 15. When we subtract, 1 is our remainder. What did I say children? Divisor into quotient plus remainder is equal to dividend. Okay, when we do this, we should get dividend as our answer. What is the divisor? 3 into the quotient is 5. Keep the brackets children. Always remember to put brackets here. Then what should we do? Add our remainder 1 is equal to how much? See, what do we mean when we place brackets? That those numbers are to be multiplied first. 3 5s are becomes 15. Then add 1. Now what is 15 plus 1? 16. Now is 16 the dividend here? Yes. 16 is the dividend here. Again, it proves that our answer is correct. Yes children, so what is the statement for checking your answer? Divisor into quotient plus remainder is equal to our dividend here. A cross-curricular link. Find the meaning of the word in the dictionary and write some sentences using this word. What is the difference in the meaning of the words remainder and remainder? So what are they saying? Cross-curricular link is nothing but here they are asking you to link mathematics with English. Now what should you do? You should take a dictionary and find the meaning of the word remainder. Yes, what should you do? You should find the meaning of the word remainder and then you should understand what is the difference in the meaning of the words remainder, and I believe this is reminder. R-E-M. I think this is reminder children, meaning of the word reminder, and then we need to find out the difference of the words remainder and reminder. Okay, will you do that? Now moving to our exercise 5.1. Now what do we have? Divide the numbers using long division method in your notebook. Write the remainders if any. So what should we do? We should divide the given numbers using the long division method. Let us look at the first one. 14 divided by 7. Yes, dividend inside, divisor outside. If you look at the 7th table, we know that 7 2s are 14. Yes children? So the 2 is to be written on top. It becomes our quotient. And then the 14 is written just below our dividend. 7 2s are 14. Now next step would be to subtract these two. 14 minus 14, 0. So what is 2? 2 is our quotient and 0 is our remainder here. So what are they asking us? Write the remainders if any. What did we get as our remainder? 0. And what was the quotient here? 2. Okay children, remainder is 0 and quotient is 2. Coming to question number B, 15 divided by 5. Again we know that 5 3s are 15. 5 3s are 15. So this 3 is written on top. That becomes our quotient. And the product 15 is written just below our dividend. Next step would be what? To subtract these two. 15 minus 15, 0. Again what did we get as our remainder? 0. So 0 is our remainder and what did we get as our quotient children? 3 is our quotient. Coming to question C, 81 divided by 9. Now again we know that in 9 table 9 nines are 81. So 9 becomes our quotient, writing 81 below the dividend. When we subtract, 0 will be our remainder. Again, what is the remainder here? 0, and the quotient is 9. Coming to question D, 21 divided by 3. Okay, we'll not do this because again here also we know that 3 sevens are 21. We'll get the remainder as 0 here, children. Coming to question E, 31 divided by 6. We know that 6 fives are 30. Yes, we do not, and 6 six are 36. So we do not have 31 in the sixth table. So what should we do? We should go with the lesser number, that is 30. 6 fives are 30. So 5 becomes our quotient written on top, and this 30 is written just below our dividend. And when we subtract, what is the remainder, children? 1 minus 0, 1. 3 minus 3, 0. 1 becomes our remainder. 1 becomes our remainder. Clear, children, how to do the long division method. Now we are having 3 more problems here. Yes, I hope you can solve this at your home. Next, find the quotients. Now what are they saying? The division is already done for us. What is it, children? The division is already done. See, we have the remainders as well. But what are missing here? The quotients are missing. Where do we write the quotients? On top. Yes, so the quotients are missing. We need to find out the quotient. Now if you look at this, see, if I say, suppose 12 divided by 4. Yes, where will I write the quotient? On top. How will 4 threes are 12. 4 threes are 12. Yes, so here also, children, now we should find out the quotients. We have 21 here. Yes, and look at here, this is what is the product that we write, right? 21. When does 21 come in 3 table? 3 sevens are 21. So 7 becomes our quotient. Coming to quotient B, 15 divided by 4. So this is our product here, right? 12. So in 4 table, when does 12 come? 4 threes are 12. So 3 becomes our quotient. Okay, children? 4 threes are 12. Now coming to question C, 56 is our product here. 8 sevens are 56. So 7 becomes the quotient. Coming to question D, 42 divided by 6. Now 42 is the product here. We know that 6 sevens are 42. Yes? So 7 becomes the product. Coming to last question E, 27 divided by 7. Now 21 here is the product. We know that 7 threes are 21. Yes, children, so 3 becomes our quotient. Understood how did we find out the quotients? Now actually divisions are very easy, but if you are not good with your multiplication tables, okay, so you might find divisions very difficult, children. So what I advise it, before learning how to do divisions, okay, please be perfect with your multiplication tables. Now coming to the last bit for today, divide the numbers by long division method and fill in the blank. What should we do? We should divide the numbers using the long division method and write the quotient and remainder. Divisor is 5, dividend is 38. That means 38 divided by 5. Yes, we know that 5 sevens are 35. 5 eights are 40. So we do not have any 38 in the fifth table. So what do we do, children? Go with the smaller number or the larger number? Smaller number, yes. So how many times does 35 come? 5 sevens are 35. So 7 written on top, 35 written below our dividend. When we subtract, 8 minus 5, 3. 3 minus 3, 0. Now what is this 3? 3 will be our remainder and 7 will be our quotient. The quotient is 7 and the remainder is 3. Clear, children? The first question. Coming to question B. Divisor is equal to 3. Dividend is equal to 26. 26 divided by 3. Now if you look at the third table, We know that 3 8s are 24 and 3 9s are 27. Yes, we do not have 26 in the third table. So again, which number do we go with? The smaller number, 24. 3 8s are 24. So 8 becomes our quotient and 24 is written just below our dividend. When we subtract, 6 minus 4 2, 2 minus 2 0. So what is it? 8 is our quotient, 2 is our remainder. 8 is our quotient, 2 is our remainder. Next question C. Divisor 8 dividend 71. 71 divided by 8. What do we know about 8 table? 8 8s are 64. 8 9s are 72. Yes. So now we do not have 71 in 8th table. So which number should we go with, children? 64. Yes, the smaller number. 8 8s are 64. So 8 becomes a quotient and the product 64 is written just below our dividend. Now how to subtract? 1 minus 4 is not possible, borrowing. 11 minus 4 becomes 7. 6 minus 6 becomes 0. So what is our final answer, children? 7 is the remainder and 8 is the quotient. 8 is the quotient and 7 is our remainder. Coming to the last question, divisor 7 dividend 44. 44 divided by 7. Now we know that 7 6 are 42. 7 8s are 56. Again, we do not have 44 in the 7th table. So which number should we go with? The smaller number. 7 6s are. So 6 becomes our quotient. 42 is written just below our dividend. When we subtract, 4 minus 2 2, 4 minus 4 0. So what is our answer? 2 becomes our remainder. Sorry, not the quotient. And 6 becomes our quotient. 6 is our quotient. 2 is our remainder. Now with this, we've come to the end of today's class, children. Okay. I hope you've understood the long division method. Yes. And I hope today's class was clear.